behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Bash TV. Palm Bash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Bash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a great interview coming up shortly. But before we get into that, don't forget about those subscribe and bell buttons below you there. Just click those and you're always going to be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And leave a comment on the comment section if you like. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you look at the description section, you'll see contact info, and we'll have that repeated again at the closing credits at the end of the show. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Los Angeles, California today, we have Orville Stoeber. Very awesome artist, I think you're going to agree. And we'll get to that in a second, but here's another word from the Caden Gordon Show, so don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show. Today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Los Angeles, California, we have Orville Stoeber with us. Thanks for joining us, Orville.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you.
Appreciate it.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how it all began for you as far as being an artist? Because, everyone has their own story. I'm sure you got
Yeah, true. Well, I was an Army brat. I traveled all around the country, but my German side of my family were the musicians. My grandpa played the bandoneon, and my aunt played the piano accordion. My dad played the cornet. And some of my earliest, most fond memories were harmonizing with the old songs, the songs of the 20s and the 30s. And then my dad got me a guitar when I was about 13. We were in Alaska, and I was missing it all because rock and roll was exploding, and I was stuck up there on an Army base. But I had a lot of time to learn the guitar, and I started to play then when I was about 12 or 13. And then we moved to Omaha, Nebraska. It was an Army base in Omaha, and I was finally in the States, and I could sing. I could always sing. I could harmonize with my family, and I could always do stuff with my voice. So I did a lot of musicals. I started in a lot of the high school musicals, and that gave me a sort of a background into theater. And then I went to University of Nebraska, and we had a folk singing group there that I played with, and I sang in the musicals there too. And then I just went to New York on a whim with $500 in the winter of '68, and I got a job off Broadway and met a bunch of really interesting people, and I got signed pretty quick to Uni Records after Elton John and that whole group. And the singer-songwriters for a while. I was semi-cute with long hair, so they wanted to sign me. And so I signed up for a 3-record deal with them. And that was a very interesting experience, having that moment in the sun and realizing I didn't have a hit, so I was already a has-been at 23. So I was like, okay, now what? But I always loved writing. I just kept writing. And I love the idea of the songs. And so I've just been writing ever since that time. I never stopped. And you're learning something all the time.
Yeah, that's a great story, and I'm sure you still have many years ahead of you. So good luck to you on that. So
who knows, man? None of us know that.
Well, who were your influences growing up? I mean, I'm sure a few of the legends come to mind.
Actually, my mother loved the Mills Brothers, and I love that singer on the Mills Brothers. And they love Lawrence Welk. People say, "Oh, Lawrence Welk," but those guys were really good on Lawrence Welk. They could really play. They were playing, reading their charts right away. So I had kind of that. It wasn't. I played a lot, so we played the old songs. So that's what I did. And then later I got into, of course, the Beatles were a big influence for me. And I got the chance to meet John Lennon in New York with Harry Nilsson back in the day. So that was a really amazing thing for me to have. And I've just played. I mean, I don't listen that much as a lot of people do. Mostly I play and look for that thing to come into me, that, the spirit of the song, the muse come to me. That's the most important thing for me. I like good music. As I say, I don't listen, I play mostly. So
Hmm. Yeah, that was a pretty good band. I remember the Mills Brothers. They're, like you said, they're an older band, and
yeah, they were mostly like singers and brothers, yeah. And and then I caught up on a lot of stuff later, but mostly there was a kind of German music that I studied in college called Lieder, German Lieder, and it's the great 19th century songwriters Schubert and Schumann and Brahms and Wolf. And for some reason, my voice I could understand it, and I really started to understand and that's what really got me singing, trying to sing beautifully, which wasn't a hip thing. It was an operatic thing where you're trying to sing lyric, and so that kind of just, I don't know, it's touched me. The music touched me, and the interweaving of the songs, the piano music was so beautiful with the poetry. So that was a big influence.
hmm. All right. Well, you can get all your music on all the streaming platforms. Is that correct? Also, where are you in social media? Do you have an official?
Yeah, I got a Facebook page. I think, have I joined you on Facebook yet? I don't know. And Caden's been amazing. I know he's your buddy. I love Caden. I mean, Caden's like introduced me to this whole world of radio that I didn't know existed. So I've got probably 6 or 7 albums. I have a new CD coming out. In Rehab with Persephone, it's called. That'll be 13 new songs, and I know everything's streaming now, and you guys are a whole new world. You have your own radio stations. I think that's fabulous. I think you guys are amazing. So I was so grateful that I was turned on to you by my producer, a guy named Ted Perlman, you should actually have him on. So I'm excited about that. My stuff's getting out there. I heard there's one of my songs in the Ukraine today. And I said, well, that's cool, and New Zealand. So anyway.
Well, you mentioned a minute ago about streaming. Is all your stuff on streaming as well, though?
Not, I guess it is. I guess all the stuff I've done on CD Baby, I guess they stream it. Yeah. So you can get it that way. I got a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel. I'm just trying to get that stuff together now. It's taken me 10 years to get a new computer and, and get things together. And we all went through the, COVID, and that set everyone back except for Taylor. It set everyone else back. But so I'm trying to get up to speed now. I'm just glad I can see you and I got this together,
Right.
So yeah.
Well, do you have an official website they can also check out? Maybe you could tell me.
No, I'm gonna work on that. That's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna get together. Because I'm an artist. I'm an artist, assemblage artist as well. I do
Okay, well, check them out on CD Baby, and also check them out on Facebook.
Thanks.
I know that he would enjoy talking to you there.
Yeah.
And we got this song coming up for you in a second. It's called This Side of the Border.
Yeah, This Side of the Border.
Is there a story behind that, or is it self-explanatory? I mean, give us.
Well, I wrote that. My wife was going through breast cancer, and I was in a really hard emotional place. And then I read about these kids were being separated, at the border down there from their parents. And I don't know, my heart broke. And I sit at the table, and this just came to me. It's fairly simple. It's just in C, but it had I wrote it very fast, and I could feel that it came, from a real place of feeling in me. And there it was, and I recorded it in one take. And it's interesting because I use a silent guitar. It's a Yamaha silent guitar, so it's got a nice little feeling on the guitar. And we recorded it very fast, one take. And I just thought, right now, with the suffering that's constantly going on in the world, and all we have is our children. That's all we have. And anyway, it's held up, that song, for me emotionally, and that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, and it is a great song, and I think you guys out there are going to love it too. And we're going to get to that in a second. But Orville, we thank you so much for stopping by today. Come back anytime you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have you back on sometime.
Thank you. thank you so much, Phil. I appreciate who you are and what you do. And maybe I'll have it more together the next time we talk and we'll be slicker. So,
Okay.
blessings down there for you in Alabama, and love and joy and peace.
Okay, and here it is, This Side of the Border by Orville Stoeber, and it begins right now.
Can you imagine what it would feel like to be left all alone on this side of the border, afraid in the dark, not even a spark to hide in a pillow, hide in a pillow. Lord, tell me your plan. I can no longer see your hand. Let me know, or let me go. Who could describe in the words of a child, holding the shadows, only the shadows on the divide, adrift in a tide, tossed in the shallows, lost in the shallows. Lord, give us a sign to show what's on your mind. Let it be known I only needed a home. You can't always cling to your mother's wing, to your father's fragile heart. And it's hard to sing on a broken string when your world is torn apart. A river of tears in an ocean of fears. Are your papers in order on this side of the border? Afraid in the dark, not even a spark to hide in a pillow, hide in a pillow. Lord, give me your hand.